Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Top stories this morning. A little girl is hurt after a driver crashes right into her room overnight. We have details coming up.
And deaths from COVID-19 in the U.S. are coming down again as the number of new cases per day are about to dip below 100,000 for the first time in 2 months.
Pleasant evening, nice overnight into this morning. Still really early out there, but it's not bad. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, October 7th.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Hoping you're having a good week so far. We've been enjoying the early morning temperatures at least.
Did you guys get out for a family walk or run last night?
We did. Well, we picked up groceries, so we rolled the windows
Close enough.
down. Yeah, it was nice though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all, especially right there at dusk. Mike Ostrage joins us now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, I was at the Animal Defense League. They had one of their fundraisers last night for
You were up late.
Yeah, but it was a very pleasant evening. So
Yes.
The humidity was still low. Have you noticed it just a hint more this morning?
I really did.
Yeah.
From yesterday.
Not bad, but it's just, yeah.
It's not lost on me that you attended the ADL Fur Ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
cute.
Big fundraiser for them. So, and I think they still might have, you might check their website if they have tickets for the next 2 Wednesday evenings. So you can check that out. Anyway, out there at the airport, looks like somebody's coming in for a landing right now. Good flying weather right now. 70 here in town, so temperatures are up compared to this time yesterday, and will still drop down. We still have these dew points that are much lower, but they are up. Notice how we got some 60s on the map right now, so you can just kind of notice the humidity. That's going to be the case the next few mornings, so we'll still have humidity drop down in the afternoon, but in the mornings it's going to be just a bit higher, and that'll be the trend going into the weekend. Also, as we have more humidity out here, there is a little bit of fog. There has been some reported at Seguin just in the past hour, so watch out for a patch or two of fog here or there. Not much, but just again, one or two of those patches. Mold is on the high side, ragweed moderate, fall elm, grass, pigweed, everything else is on the light side. So mostly clear skies, a patch of fog this morning. We may get down towards 60 this morning, and then high temperature today. Yep, going to be up there once again. It's going to be a warm one with temperatures about 5-6 degrees above normal. Still pretty good weather throughout the rest of the week and most of Saturday. Then the humidity comes back on in here. We got some rain chances and maybe a front next week. Talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph?
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, San Antonio police say a 4-year-old girl was hurt when a man drove his vehicle straight into her room overnight. It happened just before midnight at a home in the 600 block of Wendell on the city's northeast side. That's just south of Loop 410. Police say following the crash, the man tried to get away from the scene, but was later caught and arrested for suspicion of DWI and for fleeing the scene. Meanwhile, a nurse who was passing by on the way home from work saw what happened and pulled the girl out and carried her to an ambulance. The girl's father was also in the house at the time, but did not hear what happened because he was wearing headphones. No word yet on the girl's condition.
In your morning headlines, a federal judge right here in Texas blocking the state's new 6-week abortion ban that many see as a challenge to Roe versus Wade. The ruling from U.S. District Judge Robert Pittman in Austin allows abortions after the detection of fetal cardiac activity. A group of Texas abortion clinics says the procedures will resume for now. The state attorney general's office says it will appeal and it's likely to win in higher courts. But the region's appellate court and the U.S. Supreme Court have allowed the law to stand previously. U.S. Department of Justice is opposing the law with a separate lawsuit.
This morning, a school shooting suspect is in custody after wounding 4 people at a high school in Arlington. 18-year-old Timothy Simkins is facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after police say he opened fire at the Timberview High School. He was on the run for a short while before turning himself in yesterday afternoon. Police say they believe the gun used in the shooting has been recovered and has been turned over to federal agents for analysis. According to authorities, preliminary information shows that a fight broke out between students in a classroom, and that's when the shooting erupted.
I've got a call to action for parents. Take a look at your kids' social media. If they're putting out threats on their schools, they're going to be arrested.
3 shooting victims are expected to be okay, according to police. Security has been beefed up at all Arlington area schools.
To Pakistan now, where a powerful earthquake overnight collapsed at least 1 coal mine and many flimsy mud houses, killing at least 20 and injuring more than 200. The death toll is expected to rise even further as crews search in a remote mountainous area. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter of the 5.9 magnitude earthquake happened in the north central part of Pakistan. Even as COVID deaths, hospitalizations, and new cases fall, city officials all around the country back here in the U.S. want to keep it that way.
Many are planning to double down on vaccine mandates. ABC's Dan Lieberman has the story.
With new COVID cases down 40% in the last 3 weeks and 15% fewer deaths since mid-September, many are asking, are we finally turning the corner?
We're finally turning a corner on this specific surge. There's been some peaks and some valleys, and it's hard to tell if this is going to stay low forever, but at least we're in good shape.
Still, some cities taking no chances, doubling down. New York City considering more vaccine mandates for city workers, including police and firefighters, with no more testing alternative. And Los Angeles passing a new mandate requiring proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to enter indoor restaurants and other venues starting November 4th. The only exception, grocery stores and pharmacies.
Been in the hospital for 76 days now.
Federal officials also trying to get the word out with a new PSA campaign featuring COVID survivors making the case for the vaccine.
So I highly recommend everybody to get the vaccines and really protect themselves because this is no joke.
In a new study out this morning led by the CDC, estimates that 140,000 kids across the country were orphaned because of COVID. 65% of them were racial or ethnic minorities.
We were quite disturbed by the racial and ethnic disparities that were apparent in our data. Not only does it affect the child now in the short term, but it does really stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Today, President Biden planning to visit Chicago to talk on-the-job vaccine requirements, as American Airlines announcing that all employees must be fully vaccinated by November 24th. The pilots union telling ABC News last week more than 4,000 pilots remain unvaxxed. Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
437, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead, leftover paint from home projects can be used again if stored properly. We're going to show you how to make it last and save you some money.
And highlight of last night's matchup between the Spurs and Pistons, plus a look ahead at tonight's KSAT 12 Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, still not bad out there, 68 degrees, but I want to say slightly more humid. At least that's what I felt when I stepped out the door this morning. We'll be right back.
.440, the KSAT 12 Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week tonight will be a huge showdown in 29 5A between the top two teams in that district. Number 1 Brennan against number 6 Taft. Raiders are one of the big surprises this season, starting off 6-0, and by playing one more game are leading 29 6A. Taft has the advantage of the 1-2 punch of running back Justice Hurt and TJ Andrews have a combined 18 TDs on the ground. For the Brennan Bears, have an average of about 42 points a game behind dual threat quarterback Ashton DuBose. Has over 1,100 yards in the air with 18 touchdowns, another 266 on the ground.
I believe it is going to be almost like a playoff game. You know, we're both undefeated. We're both top-ranked teams. You know, we both bring what we bring to our, teams.
This is honestly our district championship game. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of pressure on them. They've been known to beat us a lot. So there's no pressure on us, really.
This is probably one of our biggest games of the year, Taps probably are going to be our best opponent for sure. They're undefeated, we're undefeated. It should be a good matchup.
Oh, this is an important game. This is basically our district championship, Both teams coming in undefeated and, ready to do some great things.
And you can see it all live on KSAT 12.2, courtesy of Texas Sports Productions, live tonight at 7. San Antonio Spurs went out for an early road test in Detroit to face the Pistons last night. Spurs would dig themselves into a hole in the first quarter, down by 17 after 1. Bryn Forbes tries to get the silver and black back into it. Scored 20 points in just 19 minutes, including 6 of 8 threes. Meanwhile, Keldon Johnson scored 18. Spurs actually took the lead in the second quarter, but it would not hold. Spurs lose to the Pistons, 115-105. Forbes, with the hot hand last night, says he feels like he never left.
I played with a lot of these guys for 2-3 years. So, I don't think we lost anything we had from before or anything like that. It's, just keep working and keep shooting.
Next up, Spurs back home to welcome the Miami Heat. That game tomorrow night, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. Now to Major League Baseball, 2-run homer, bottom of the ninth inning, lifted the Dodgers over the Cardinals 3-1 last night in the National League wild card game. That means the Dodgers advanced to a best-of-5 division series against the National League West champion San Francisco Giants. Dodgers were 9 of 10 against the Giants this season. Game 1 Friday night in San Francisco. And that's a look at morning sports.
And time now is 4:42 and about 68 degrees out there. Sometimes making your house seem new again can be as simple as a fresh coat of paint. Up next, how to store it properly for later use.
And next, a new twist in the South Carolina Murdaugh murder family mystery, including a money scheme involving millions of dollars.
Alex Murdaugh, whose wife and son were murdered in June, now accused of masterminding a scheme to steal a multi-million-dollar wrongful death settlement from the family of his former housekeeper. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a new twist in the South Carolina murder mystery. Alex Murdaugh now accused of scheming the sons of his former deceased housekeeper out of millions of dollars. That money was supposed to be paid to the children in a wrongful death lawsuit after the housekeeper fell in the Murdaugh's home and passed away. Their attorney seeking justice for them.
I'm confident that at the end of this, truth will always come out.
According to court documents, Murdaugh allegedly worked with 2 of his friends, an attorney and a banker, to pocket money from the $4.3 million settlement, which should have gone to the family of his former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield.
They want to know what happened to the money that was recovered in connection with their mother's death. They have to answer for what they did. It is a tremendous stain on the justice system in our state.
And we'll have much more on the Murdaugh mystery coming up at 7 a.m. For GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
446 happens all the time while doing home renovations, room makeovers, or DIY projects. Sometimes you end up with some leftover paint.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Morris shows us how to store paint correctly so it stays fresh enough to use again.
Marissa Scheinfeld has a paint stockpile, so many leftovers and sample cans.
It's as a result of numerous years of living in 2 different houses and really wanting to get the right paint color.
She's hanging on to her colorful investment for touch-ups. After all, leftover latex can last for years.
Here in our lab, we have paints that are over 10 years old, and because we stored them properly, we can still use them whenever we need them. You want to keep water from evaporating from the paint and keep microorganisms from getting into the can.
Consumer Reports' Rico DePaz says creating an airtight seal is key. First, with a wet cloth and screwdriver, wipe the paint out of the rim channels and gently hammer down the lid. If you only have a little paint left, he says it's better to transfer the paint to a clean jar with a screw-on lid. That means less air exposure. Of course, labeling is a good idea. Store paints out of direct sunlight, 50 to 80 degrees. Temperature extremes can ruin the paint. When it's time to use it, test it to be sure it goes on easily and has uniform color. Not sure about an old can? If the paint can is bulging or the lid is puffed up or the paint has a rubbery film on top, it's probably time to go. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Perfect timing. I'm getting ready to look through old paint and do some touching up this weekend.
Yeah, it'll look nicer. And hopefully you'll have the weather to cooperate so you can do that work.
Hopefully so.
Paint inside or outside?
This is all interior paint. It's a rental house, so I know there's a bunch of paint out there. I just need to go through it and start doing kind of a Marilyn Moritz paint welfare check.
I saw a tip one time where if you have old paint, if you need it for like a primer, just put them all together. Doesn't matter what the color is, and that it could be like a base coat or something. Yeah. Also, somebody once said, pour it from the can into another container, but only about that much. It's like, why just that much? So you don't jam your brush all the way down there and the whole brush gets messy because you only want to do like the bottom half of the bristles, you know, because so many times if it gets all in there and...
See, Mike, this is one of the reasons we keep you around.
One of the many.
Good for something. Anyway, a beautiful, beautiful sunrise shot yesterday. I love the reference to the Beatles song. Here comes the... No, wait, that's that Beatles? Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Got to get my music straight. Gorgeous morning, but it is just a hint more humid out there. Not not slap you in the face or anything like that, but enough to where you sort of notice it, and a couple of spots of fog. Now, there's nothing being reported at any of the reporting sites, but over here in eastern Guadalupe County, got a little bit of fog. There was some reported in Seguin just about a half an hour ago, so it's going to be one of those back and forth type things. Not widespread, but enough out there, and really no one else. LaGrange was reporting some fog. Victoria, just a hint of it, but again, just one or two patches. Now, as far as the humidity and the dew point temperatures, measure moisture in the atmosphere. These numbers have gone up a good 5-10 degrees compared to what they were at this time yesterday. Now, the dew points will drop down in the afternoon. We'll go through that same cycle, so it will be comfortable. Not as comfortable as a couple of days ago. And then tomorrow morning, we'll have a bit more humidity, and that'll continue to be the cycle even going into Saturday. It's still going to be comfortable in the afternoons, but especially Saturday night, we're going to really notice the humidity coming back on in here. And Sunday's just going to be kind of downright hot and humid. I mean, we're looking at mid 90s for high temperatures. And so heat index readings are going to be in the upper 90s on Sunday, and maybe even a couple of low hundreds for heat index readings on Sunday. Okay, as far as any rain, nothing for the next couple of days. We'll have a few more clouds in the morning on Sunday, and perhaps a couple of showers well off to the east. And then call it a front. Yes, technically it is. It's not going to do much as far as temperatures. We'll have some more clouds, but that's going to move through Sunday night into early Monday, and won't really do a lot, but I've got a chance of rain in the forecast on Monday. Then we go into Tuesday, and we'll start to see more clouds move on in here, and it looks like a better chance of rain then coming in overnight into Wednesday. And this would be a bit more of a somewhat potent front as far as knocking temperatures down, plus a lot more in the way of cloud cover around here and some rain on Wednesday. So that'll hold temperatures back down to basically normal readings by midweek next week. 85 degrees today at noon, sunny skies. Boy, I've heard these numbers before somewhere. And a high temperature today up to 90, roughly 5-10 degrees above normal. And another ozone action day is in effect today. And over the next couple of days, we'll still have nice weather going into tomorrow. You notice a little more humidity in the morning. Same thing on Saturday, and then really humid Sunday. Boy, it's just downright hot and humid. And a couple of showers Monday. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday.
I still think Mother Nature is setting us up for the fall. A big drop in temperatures maybe later in the month. I'm hoping.
We're hoping. Well, whatever it is, we're going to appreciate it when it does happen. Even more so.
She is just always the eternal optimist. I love it.
I know.
It's true, though.
You're right.
Yeah.
452, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead, a legendary singer has sold the rights to her music catalog. Plus, we're going to hear from the actors from the latest James Bond films hitting theaters this weekend.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 770, Fireball 4. Daily four numbers. They are 0824, Fireball 0.
Cash 5, 7, 20, 23, 28, 35. Lotto Texas 14, 35, 37, 39, 40, 45. And your Powerball numbers 1, 17, 52, 58, 64, Powerball 1, Power Play 10. Good luck.
The final Daniel Craig James Bond film hitting theaters this weekend, plus Tina Turner sells the rights to her music.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
The name? Bond. James Bond.
It's almost time for No Time to Die. The 25th James Bond film is in theaters this weekend after over a year and a half of delays. Oscar winner Rami Malek stars as the villain this time around, and he tells ABC News at first it was tough to identify with the evil nature of his character.
I just tried to put myself in his skin and think, you know what? Make Bond the villain. Make Daniel the villain. Every time you see him, think, he's not really great at his job. You're even better.
No Time to Die hits theaters for sneak previews tonight.
You're simply the best.
What's it worth to own Tina Turner's hits? A reported $50 million. The legendary singer sold the rights to her music catalog to music publishing company BMG. Almost 20 total albums have sold over 100 million copies. In a statement, the 81-year-old singer says she's confident that her life's work will be in reliable hands. R. Kelly's 2 YouTube channels have been banned by the streaming service, this after his conviction on sex trafficking and other charges, and he won't be able to make new channels in the future.
I believe I can fly.
But YouTube hasn't banned his songs, as many radio stations have. His catalog's still available on YouTube Music. And happy birthday to Tony Braxton, the 7-time Grammy winner turning 54 today, while The View co-host Joy Behar is 79. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now is 4:57 and it's 68 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, a federal judge has ordered Texas to suspend the most restrictive abortion law in the U.S. How Texas officials are now seeking a reversal of that ruling.
Plus, we're going to tell you about this new robot that combines walking with flying and can even ride a skateboard.
Oh, that's a trip. And outside with Trans Guy, take a little trip with us this morning and see how traffic is going. Early morning commute is underway right now. Stephen Cavazos is in the studio. We'll check with him coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, the latest on the injunction against Texas's new abortion law and how Texas officials say they plan to fight it.
Outside with live cam, air quality could be a problem today. Humidity is up just a smidge, according to Mike Osterhage. And if you're sniffling or sneezing, congratulations to the fall elm. You've won one this time. About 5 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is October the 7th.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Well, too bad if you have those allergies, you don't get anything else like a prize.
I'm feeling it this morning, and I've seen some other social media posts.
Allergens, yeah, we do have a couple of them out there. We're going to show you that coming up in, well, actually in just a couple of moments out there. I wonder if could it be the humidity? The mold, maybe, because mold is on the high side.
It's very possible, Mike. Mold gets a lot of us.
Yeah, it's funny. It seems like recently the mold has been, when it gets up there, it kind of gets your nose stuffed up a little bit. 69 degrees right now, dew points at 61. It's still nice out, but you can just kind of feel a hint more humidity out there. That bottom number, that dew point, is up about 8-9 degrees compared to this time yesterday. So there is slightly more humidity. We're going to be back up close to 90 again today. Yesterday we hit 89. Day before that was 91. So we'll just call it 90 the rest of the week. And the humidity will drop down somewhat, but you'll still kind of sense it out there. It's not going to be as dry as the past couple of days. The aquifer dropped down 0.3 of a foot, and the allergens, mold is really high. Ragweed is out there. Fall elm is still on the low side, as well as grass and pigweed. Was thinking with some of the dry air the past couple of days that mold might have dropped down, but it's been hanging tough in there. Now, with the extra humidity this morning, we do have a hint of fog. There's nothing, any of the reporting sites within the half hour, there was some reported around Seguin. So just watch out. And again, just because it's not at the reporting site doesn't mean there isn't any, perhaps in your neighborhood, some of the low-lying areas. So watch out for that just because of that little bit of extra humidity. And we do also have some clear skies and light wind. So those kind of are some of the ingredients that can help out with fog to form up. Mostly clear, again, a patch of fog or two. Sunny, it's going to be warm today. Once again, temperatures are about 5 degrees above normal. And then going into the weekend, first of all, the same thing tomorrow. Weekend, Saturday is going to be okay. Then Saturday evening, we'll start to see more humidity move on in here. And then it's going to be, I don't even know if warm is the right word. It's going to be downright hot. Mid-90s, 10 degrees above normal on Sunday. Plenty of humidity. Heat index, you'll definitely be talking about it on Sunday. And then going into next week, a warm start. We do have a front coming through on midweek. Couple of rain chances, very small chance of rain Monday. Slightly better chance of rain coming in here by midweek. How cool will it be? Wouldn't break out the sweater yet, but at least temperatures will be down. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Anything good to talk about?
Yeah, we got lots of good things to talk about always, Mike. And the great thing is, if you're an early morning commuter, there's not going to be any problems out there for you in the next few moments. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how things are shaping up around town. You can take a look here. A few of these shots in TransGuide. Looks like we're having some car trouble out there off I-35 at Loop 1604. But other spots show pretty light traffic there of I-35 at Nogalitos. You can see just a few cars moving out there right now. So that's some pretty good news, I'd say, especially if you're going to be heading out the door in the next few moments. We do have some construction, though, road work, I should say, that just wrapped up there off I-35 northbound at Florida Street, not causing any issues right now. So again, some pretty good news. And I'd say Thursday morning traffic off to a pretty green start, as you can see right here on the map. Not seeing a lot of color building up in any of the lanes there or any of the highways. So again, really good news if you're heading out the door. Grab that cup of coffee, take it easy on the road this morning. And if you plan on traveling to San Antonio, well, we have those inbound times for you right now. Just check them out. You can see here pretty much green across the board. So no major issues to report at this hour. But if you plan on heading out to the gas station in the next few moments, we have those gas prices that's coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Stephen. A federal judge has ruled in favor of the Biden administration, blocking Texas's new 6-week abortion ban.
ABC's Faith Abube has more on how Texas officials are reacting.
The most restrictive abortion law in the country is now on hold.
This is a really major victory for the Biden Justice Department.
A federal judge last night ruled in favor of the Biden administration, blocking enforcement of the new Texas abortion law. In the 113-page ruling, Judge Robert Pittman writing, quote, "This court will not sanction one more day of this offensive deprivation of such an important right." The law in Texas allowed private citizens to sue anyone for helping a woman access an abortion if she's further along than 6 weeks pregnant.
Rather than the state enforcing itself. That's an extraordinary law, and this, in counter to that, is an extraordinary ruling.
Texas already appealing the ruling, meaning the law could end up before the Supreme Court again. Last month, the High Court allowed the law to take effect after the 5 conservative-leaning justices refused to rule on its constitutionality. Judge Pittman, in his ruling last night, appeared to take a shot at those justices, writing, quote, "The American legal system cannot abide a situation where constitutional rights are only as good as the states allow."
What he writes here is just an utter rebuke of what Texas did.
Similar abortion laws in Georgia, Kentucky, and other states have been blocked by federal courts. The White House saying in a statement overnight, quote, "The fight has only just begun, both in Texas and in many states across the country where women's rights are currently under attack." In addition to the emergency injunction, Pittman denied a request by Texas to pause his ruling while the state appeals, so the law is now on hold. Faith Abube, ABC News, New York.
This morning, authorities in Grimes County, northwest of Houston, are searching for a 3-year-old boy who disappeared while chasing a neighbor's dog. Grimes County Sheriff's Office says 3-year-old Christopher Ramirez was last seen around 1:30 or 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. According to reports, the family was unloading groceries when Ramirez spotted the neighbor's dog and started playing with it. Well, moments later, the family said the boy was gone. Law enforcement say they believe Ramirez may be in danger of death or serious bodily harm. The Grimes County Sheriff says no foul play is expected at this time.
Here at home, San Antonio police say so far no one has come forward as a witness after a man was shot and killed over the weekend. Investigators say 24-year-old Jared Mendoza was found with a gunshot wound to the head inside his Northside apartment on Sunday. Family members say several neighbors have told them they know what happened before and after the shooting, but are reluctant to come forward.
Because of the side of town that it's like and the environment and things like that, we're welcoming to talking to my mother about it, but don't want to come forward and talk to the police.
Any information on this case, you're asked to call the SAPD Crime Stoppers tip line, and that is 210-224-STOP.
Turning to the pandemic in the classroom, San Antonio's largest school system, Northside ISD, set to relax its mask requirements. Starting Monday, the district will no longer enforce the mask mandate. Instead, it will strongly encourage the use of masks. The district says the change comes as the local number of cases continues to decline. Meanwhile, in the past 7 days, we've seen an average of 403 COVID cases a day here in Bexar County. Latest report shows 530 COVID patients remain hospitalized. At least one new death was reported. 188 people are in ICU, 96 are on ventilators.
After 20 years as Bexar County judge, Nelson Wolf is preparing to finish out his last term.
I have 1 year, 3 months to go, but I will not run for re-election.
The announcement made during his State of the County address yesterday. Judge Wolf also talked about different projects in the works with hopes of completing the next section of the San Pedro Creek project by the end of next year.
Right now it's 5:08, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead, we're going to tell you more about Twitter's newest feature that warns you about getting into intense conversations.
And next, a big change and relief for many public servants still trying to pay off their student loans. We'll tell you who's eligible to have their student debt wiped out.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, humidity slightly up, but we better enjoy it because we're hearing that the humidity may make a comeback on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, 512. We touched on this briefly yesterday during GMSA at 9, but we have more information this morning. Relief is on the way for more than 500,000 student loan borrowers.
The U.S. Education Department just announced changes to its public service loan forgiveness program. And under the new actions, 550,000 borrowers working in government and nonprofit sectors are eligible to have their student debt wiped out after they've made monthly payments for 10 years. That includes first responders, nurses, and teachers. Those borrowers must have loans made directly by the federal government.
These are the teachers who teach our kids in the classroom. These are the people who take care of our sick relatives.
The program created by Congress back in 2007 has been criticized for being very difficult to navigate and confusing about eligibility requirements. According to the Department of Education, just over 16,000 borrowers have received forgiveness. It's a relatively small number. The new program will be implemented over the next calendar year.
And time now is 5:13 and it's about 68 degrees out there.
Still ahead, a more patient Alexa. I have to say it real low, otherwise it's going to trigger 16,000 of them. Why she can now wait a little longer before you speak before she stops listening.
And also next, seeing a flying, walking bipedal robot tackle a slackline and skateboard.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate. Your money lives longer.
I just bought that. Huh, I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Age is just a number, and mine's unlisted.
Try Boost High Protein with 20 grams of protein for muscle health versus 16 grams in Ensure High Protein. Boost High Protein also has key nutrients for immune support. Boost High Protein.
Big news for heartburn sufferers. Introducing Zantac 360 Degrees with a new formula that has the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn. It works in as little as 15 minutes and lasts. New Zantac 360.
Twitter's testing a new feature that will warn you when you're about to enter an intense conversation. ABC's Faith Abube has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Twitter is testing a new feature to help users avoid heated conversations. The feature would warn users if they're about to jump into a discussion that could turn toxic. A message will pop up saying conversations like this can be intense. No word yet on whether Twitter plans to roll out the feature. And Alexa is learning how to be a bit more patient. A feature now gives you extra time to pose your questions or commands. So even if it takes you a little bit more time to gather your thoughts, Alexa will wait instead of actually cutting you off. Users will need to switch the feature on in settings. And finally, this is Leonardo, which stands for Legs on Board Drone. The two-legged robot can move seamlessly between walking and flying. It was built by engineers at Caltech. Leo is still a prototype, and he may be used in future jobs that are dangerous. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
That little thing, wherever he is, he's living his best life there.
Yeah, he looks cute. I love the skateboard video. That tops it right there.
So he flies, he walks, and he skateboards.
Skateboards.
Yeah.
Kind of cute.
If you had one, you just couldn't let him out of the house.
I know.
Never come back.
I'm just watching him all day.
Some of you do have to leave the house,
Yes.
so let's check on the roads right now. Here is Stephen Cavazos. Morning.
Good morning. I liked it. I mean, it had skinny legs like me, as long as we're not seeing those things behind the wheel, right? So, well, you know, right now things are off to a good start, I'd say, here on our roadways. Let's take a look around town, see how things are shaping up. 35 at Nogalitos. Looks a little bit busier there, that shop, but pretty quiet there off Loop 410 at San Pedro. So, again, Thursday morning traffic off to a pretty green start, I'd say, and we're going to continue to watch those roads closely. Now, despite the map being predominantly green here, we do have a situation happening right over here of I-10 eastbound, right at Loop 1604. A stalled vehicle has been detected out there, according to the TxDOT website. And as always, as a reminder, make sure you are checking those cars before you get out on the roadways this morning. The last place you want to be is on a highway having any car trouble. So we'll watch that closely. Another thing we are watching are these gas prices. According to AAA, the average gas price right now in Bexar County is $2.80, and around the state we are looking at $2.86. Now, the national average on Monday, AAA reported reported was around 320. But check this out right now. As of today, they're reporting that national average is 324. They're saying that is slightly due to an uptick in demand. Of course, we're going to continue to watch those gas prices and keep you updated on that, as well as the roadways as we take one last look at TransGuide. US 90 at 35. Traffic still remaining pretty light, but start planning those calendars accordingly because we do have more construction ahead in the coming days. Guys?
Yeah, we're worried about those gas prices. We've already run at least one news story this week about a rise in demand and a big drop in supply.
Yeah, I filled up yesterday and I just watched the
numbers tick
numbers
by.
go up. My friend we were filling up at the same time. She has a motorcycle and she was like, done. And I'm there with the SUV just.
And with holiday travel coming up too, we know that it's probably going to go up even more. So
$60 yesterday
to fill up.
Yeah,
20, a little over 20 gallons.
Well, but you drive an M1 Abrams tank.
No, just kidding. Compared to a year ago, that's about twice what it was. You know, almost double that. So, all right, this little dot up there, if you saw it last night, and hopefully this plays very nicely, is the come on, play for me. Come on.
Is that the ISS?
That is the International Space Station.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Supposed to.
Let's see if this is going to do this for me. Okay, come on.
So.
Well, it is pretty cool, and you know, it worked over there. Anyway, as is usually the case, it's not going to work for me on the air, but that is the International Space Station, and you can see it the next couple of evenings, which is pretty neat. It depends on the time. You can go to just kind of enter in viewing of the International Space Station here in town, but tonight it's going to be about 7:41. There's actually another opportunity about 90 minutes later. This is going to last about 7 minutes. Yeah, there it goes, the animation. And maximum height about, this is for Saturdays, and that's going to be one of the longest periods to view it. It's going to be Saturday. Tonight, you're going to be able to view it later on about 7 o'clock, 7:30 or so. And yeah, flying over. It travels at 5 miles per second. Do the math, that's 17,500 miles per hour. That keeps it in orbit, and the gravity pulls it around there. So technically, it's falling around the Earth. So when you think about it, so anyway, crew sees the sunrise and set about 16 times per day. It orbits once every 90 minutes. And it's about, when you take the actual space station itself, it's fairly good size, but all the solar panels are about the size of a football field. That's why you can see it, because the sun reflects off of those.
We can't tell at all that you're fascinated by space.
Oh, yeah. So. Anyway, it is a good-looking morning. Got a little bit more humidity out there. However, we're not seeing any reports of any fog or anything like that. There was a little bit that was reported earlier this morning. Just kind of be on the lookout, especially in some low-lying areas. We do have some fairly dry air in the atmosphere, and that's upstairs in the atmosphere. So we're going to have some beautiful blue skies like we've been having the past couple of days. There may be a cloud or two around, and that's pretty much going to be about it. Nothing is showing up in the satellite picture, nothing on radar right now, and there really won't be anything until probably late Sunday. There's a weak front that's going to try and slide on through here. Small chance for some rain coming in here Sunday into Monday. Still got this big system off here to the east of us, which is a big rain producer there. And that's actually the same system which is responsible for our nice weather, because we're on the back side of it. And so we've got the sinking air on the back side of that. And that's what's keeping the humidity fairly low, although it is starting to creep up ever so slightly. Now, this high is going to build on in here. That keeps us pretty much on the dry side all the way through most all of the weekend, but the humidity will definitely start to make a return, especially Saturday night into Sunday. Now, this trough moving through Sunday night into Monday, hopefully a chance for some rain with that. Don't get really excited about that. Then we have a more significant low developing out there in the Four Corners area by Tuesday and into Wednesday, and that should pull somewhat of a more substantial front through here. I don't think it's going to be a huge blast of cold air, but it will be a better chance for some rain by the middle part of next week. 85 degrees today at noon, sunny skies, and then a high temperature today, once again up to 90, about 6 degrees above normal. And there is an ozone action day in effect for later on this afternoon for the metropolitan area. Over the weekend, well, Saturday is still going to be pretty good. Humidity is going to come back in here Saturday night, and Sunday is going to be basically hot and humid, almost 10 above normal, and slight chance of rain Monday, better chance of rain Wednesday. And yes, we will at least have temperatures get knocked back down to roughly normal readings by the middle of next week.
What is happening by Sunday as far as those temperatures, Mike?
Yeah, it's going to be toasty out there Sunday.
Ouch. I'll skip the run that day, I think.
We'll be using the word heat index, the phrase heat index.
Wow. Okay.
No one likes roasted pumpkin. Right now, 524, about 67 degrees.
And still ahead in your morning spotlight, a major university establishes a scholarship in honor of actor Chadwick Boseman. Plus, a Game of Thrones star gets a role in a new musical.
Just about 527, Chadwick Boseman's legacy will impact college students for years to come.
Plus, a Game of Thrones star gets musical. Here's CNN's Rick Damagella with today's Hollywood Minute.
Chadwick Boseman's legacy lives on. Netflix and Howard University have established a $5.4 million scholarship in honor of the late actor. It will cover 4 years of tuition for one incoming freshman every year at Howard's College of Fine Arts, where Boseman graduated in 2000.
Pleasure to meet you, Cyrano de Bergerac.
You're a freak. Peter Dinklage takes to the Renaissance. The Game of Thrones star plays the title character in a new adaptation of the classic play Cyrano. This is your first look at the upcoming musical, which arrives in theaters December 31st.
J-Dog gives veterans an opportunity to serve once again in America's backyards.
These veterans have a new mission. The reality show Operation Hidden Treasures follows J-Dog junk removal and hauling, billed as the world's largest military veterans enterprise. They collect, recycle, and turn junk into needed items for families and other veterans. Operation Hidden Treasures debuts Sunday on the Discovery Channel. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Now 528, 67 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the White House says it will invest $1 billion to expand access to COVID-19 testing. What that means for the average American.
Let's look at how more women are getting to astronomy and encouraging the next generation to reach for the stars.
And are you ready to get scared? Well, some of our GMSA crew checked out SeaWorld's Hollow Scream. Ahead on GMSA at 6, we're going to show you what they found.
Some of this video is priceless. Making headlines this morning, the Biden administration looking to strengthen vaccine requirements as deaths and hospitalizations from COVID-19 in the U.S. are going down again.
A suspected drunk driver turns a night into a nightmare for a family living in this home. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're still in the 60s, maybe not in the low 60s, but hey, it's still nice out there.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday. It is October 7th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It's still nice outside. Go ahead and enjoy it because I think that humidity is going to sneak back in.
Mike, you were talking about air quality earlier in the newscast. I guess that means the atmosphere is going to be kind of stagnant today?
Sort of, yeah. That's the best way to describe it, especially later on in the afternoon. A ozone action day is in effect today for the metropolitan area. This morning, yeah, it's still pleasant out there, but, you know, like Stephanie was talking about, the humidity sneaking back in. There's just a hint more out there. This number yesterday was down in the low 50s, and so it's up about, well, anywhere across the board, 5 to 10 degrees. Dew point temperatures are the measure of moisture in the atmosphere. We've got a little bit of a breeze primarily out of the south, and mold is on the high side. Ragweed is hanging in there tough, and just a little bits of fall elm grass and pigweed. But notice how the kind of the shopping list of all the allergens is definitely a lot longer now that we are kind of in the middle of fall, if you will. 85 at noon, 90 high temperature, about the same temperature profile as yesterday. That's roughly the normal high at noon, and so we're going to be roughly 5 degrees above normal. Humidity is going to be okay today. It'll still be comfortable. Same thing tomorrow. You know, tinge more in the morning, and Saturday I think we'll still salvage a pretty good day as far as the humidity is concerned, but then Saturday night definitely into Sunday it will come back. Now we do have some small rain chances to talk about, and then perhaps another somewhat more potent front by the middle of next week. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. What's going on the road, sir?
Come on the road front, Mike. As we can see right now, just a few cars out there from these shots at TransGuide. It is still very early. Loop 410 at Culebra does show a little bit busier out there, but some spots it's still really quiet off I-10 at the Y. We've not spotted any big issues that are going to cause any delays with your early morning commute, so some pretty good news, I'd say. And as we bring you to the map, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, we've been off to a green start so far here in the Alamo City. You can take a look at Loop 1604, 410, even 35 95 coming in from New Braunfels. We got a really quiet start right now, so really nice time to grab that cup of coffee, that is, and take it easy on the roadways. But if you're going to be traveling to San Antonio, though, just be on the lookout for this stalled vehicle that we still have out here of I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. Again, very early, not causing any issues in terms of delays right now. And good news is still pretty green across the board with these inbound times if you're traveling into the downtown San Antonio area from any of our neighboring communities. Right now, 29 minutes coming in from I-10 and Seguin, 23 on 87 from Livonia, and we're just looking at 29 on 37 from Floresville. So again, good news there on the road front. 281 at Hildebrand, still pretty quiet, off to an easy start, but we have those construction spots coming up in the next few moments. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. A Northside family has some repairs to make to their home, but they are thankful a 3-year-old girl did not suffer any serious injuries. San Antonio police say all of their trouble was caused by a suspected drunk driver who crashed his car into their home. This happened on Wendell Street, not far from Harry Worsbach Road. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, we understand you just talked to the girl's father. How's she doing?
Oh, good morning, Stephanie. That is right. I did talk to the dad. His name is Carlos Duran. He told me that his daughter, who's 3 years old, is just about back to normal, except for a few bumps and bruises. Now, the house, that's a whole different story. You can see the damage here behind me. That used to be the girl's bedroom. It is now covered up by a tarp. He says covering up what he calls now a filthy mess. The family was asleep when the car came crashing into the home after 11:30 last night. Duran says he was so sound asleep that he didn't even realize what had happened. A nurse happened to be passing by, though, saw what happened, sprang into action, and helped the little girl. It wasn't until police knocked on his door that Duran says he woke up and realized what was going on. He says the car hit a wall where there were a lot of plants, and that sent dirt and debris raining down on his daughter. She suffered minor injuries, according to him. The driver got out of the car and ran away, but police did catch up with him rather quickly. Now, Duran told us that he did have his 2 other children in the house as well. They were in a different bedroom, so they were not hurt. Police say that that driver will face charges of driving while intoxicated, among other things. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thanks, Katrina. 5:36. There's this morning new information on testing, boosters, and treatment as the country gets closer to gaining the upper hand against COVID-19.
CNN's Brett Conway breaks down what you need to know.
I died 3 times. They gave me a 5% chance of living.
The pandemic isn't over.
I know that I was very close to death. The fact that I almost did not come home to my husband and to my children is terrifying. If I had it to do over, I would definitely go get the COVID vaccine.
Vaccines are working. New cases of COVID-19 are going down overall in the U.S. But the battle against the virus rages on. And there's new information on testing, boosters, and treatment. The White House is committing another $1 billion toward rapid at-home testing.
This means companies will be able to expand production of tests even further, with tens of millions more tests coming to market over the course of the next 30 days.
As the demand for boosters grows, mass vaccination clinics could make a comeback, especially as more boosters get authorized. Pfizer has a booster, and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson have submitted data for their boosters to the FDA. A possible treatment for COVID-19 is being tested. An antiviral capsule made by Merck and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics.
We have another potential tool pending very close scrutiny by the FDA, a promising new oral drug.
But prevention is preferable.
It is much, much better to prevent yourself from getting infected than to having to treat an infection.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
The Facebook whistleblowers expected to meet with the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th siege at the U.S. Capitol. Frances Haugen, who previously served as product manager for the social media giant, says Facebook knowingly used its platforms to spread misinformation and hate. The committee says it would like insight from Haugen on how Facebook was used to make things worse at the Capitol. Haugen's meeting with the committee could happen as early as today.
The Transportation Security Administration set to impose new cybersecurity mandates on railroad and aviation industries. The mandates will make more companies in key transportation industries meet a cybersecurity baseline, reducing voluntary incident reporting. The upcoming security directive will apply to higher risk rail and transit entities. They will have to report cyber incidents to the federal government and assemble a contingency and recovery plan in case they get hit with a cyber attack. Earlier this year, a crippling ransomware attack prompted the shutdown of one of America's most important pipelines.
539, about 69, actually 68 degrees.
And women make up about 50% of Earth's population, but space is one place where men greatly outnumber women. Only 15% of the scientists studying the moon and stars are female. Coming up, how experts are inspiring more young women to enter astronomy.
Outside with live cam, yes, a little more humid, but still not too bad out there. Upper 60s, so not much of a cool down in the overnight hours, even though it is early October. You're watching GMSA. We'll be right back. Back in 1983, Sally Ride became the first woman in space. In 2017, Peggy Whitson broke the U.S. record for the longest time in space for a woman.
However, only 1 in 3 undergraduate astronomy degrees and only 1 in 5 physics degrees are achieved by women. Sarah Costa shows us how parents can inspire young women to reach for the stars.
Tiny vials of moon dust unlock a world of information for planetary scientist Carrie Donaldson-Hanna.
I mean, it's pretty exhilarating.
Carrie is part of a team studying NASA's Lunar Compact Infrared Imaging System, or LSIRIS. The thermal camera will help scientists find water sources on the moon's south pole.
There's portions of the south pole of the moon that get absolutely no sunlight.
The seeds of Carrie's space study were sown in an earthly place.
I grew up on a small family farm in a very small town called Mexico, Missouri.
But her yearly family vacation took her through the Kennedy Space Center.
I think that was kind of like those first seeds of, wow, there's something outside of Earth.
Research scientist Autumn Shacklefield also grew up in a tiny southern town. Her imagination caught fire early on after a family trip to a science center.
My mom leaned over and she said, I think you'd be good at this sort of thing.
Neither woman had a blueprint to follow when it came to studying physics or astronomy.
When I told my high school counselor that I wanted to go to school in Florida and study physics and space sciences, he asked me what my backup plan was.
But both women were exposed to science by their families in positive, interactive ways. Both read and watched everything printed or produced about space, found supportive mentors, and searched out learning opportunities. The project that Donaldson-Hanna's lab is collaborating on is expected to launch aboard a lunar lander as early as December of 2023. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you.
And time now is 5:43 and about 68 degrees out there.
Well, up next, our friends from San Antonio Humane Society standing by with a pet that needs a new home and is apparently ready for Halloween.
Aww.
Well, we've got a little baby that's all dressed up for Halloween, ready to go trick-or-treating, right? Kim's here from the Humane Society. Who's this little one?
Oh, well, this one is Donut, and as you can see, Donut is all full of kisses this morning.
And Donut's a Chiweenie?
Chiweenie, a 2.5-year-old Chiweenie. Definitely going to say a small, sweet little puppy dog, ready to go trick-or-treating, as you can see when you go out. So, yeah, come on by and see us.
And nice thing about, I mean, not going to be big, obviously. Nope. Short coat, easy to take care of.
Yes.
But lots and lots of energy, lots of vim and vinegar in that one, right?
Yes, yes, and lots of sweet kisses too. Yeah. But yes, lots of energy. So wants to play outside, make sure you've got lots of chew toys.
What you got going on?
So we have a in-person adoption event happening at the shops at La Cantera on October the 10th. We will be there from 11 to 4. So come on by and adopt a sweet puppy, dog, cat, kitten.
Okay, well, if you'd like more information, you can always go to our website or just give them a call over there at 226-7461 or 4804 Fredericksburg Road, just outside Loop 410. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Never heard of a Chewini before.
No, but it's so cute, especially
Cute
like
pup.
getting ready for Halloween as well.
I know. Good to see Kim there.
Yes. Let's go ahead and check in with Steven. Last I checked, things were okay.
Yeah, they've been pretty quiet so far. Loop 410 at Culebra does show traffic still pretty light out there, but keep in mind it is still very early in the morning, so things could likely pick up a little bit later, but for now, it's smooth sailings, at least on the roadways. 35 at Division. People are getting their morning started early with us, so grab that cup of coffee and enjoy the ride this morning. But as we take a look at the map, we do want to bring your attention here to this stall still reported. Actually, this one is a new one that was reported off I-35 northbound at Loop 1604. We're not seeing any building up of the traffic, but TxDOT is reporting it's in the northbound lanes, so we'll continue to watch that closely out there off 35 and 1604. But taking you up here to 1604 on the northwest side, we still have that barrier installation. We're just days away from that being completed. It is leading to the alternating main lane closures of the eastbound and westbound lanes on Loop 1604 at State Highway, from State Highway 16 to I-10. Now keep in mind this has been part of the 1604 expansion project, that is, but it is going on overnight from 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning, but should be wrapping up Saturday, October 9th. Now we're going to take you to some place close by, right there where that stall is still reported off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. Make sure you're checking your vehicles before getting out on the roadways. And one final big jump right up here to 35, just past New Braunfels. We do have a bridge demolition that's going to be happening later tonight that's going to lead to the full southbound main lane closures from Watson Lane to Conrad's Lane. Now keep in mind, traffic will be detoured to the Conrad's Lane exit. It should be going on from Thursday, October 7th up until Friday, October 8th. It is an overnight deal, so make sure you are planning accordingly. One final look at the map does show a pretty green start so far. We're going to continue to watch these roads closely, but for now, I think we're all good so far, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
I don't know what this picture is behind me for some reason.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
It was still impressive.
It looked like, when they say the moon is made out of green cheese, it looked like Swiss cheese, though.
Yeah,
I think it was a lunar sample, a dust under a microscope from that previous story.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you did that on purpose.
No, that wasn't.
I wouldn't have known.
Not me. Anyway, beautiful sunrise over there at Pearsall Park from yesterday. We had a couple of clouds around, and sunrise this morning is going to be very nice as well. We saw some fog earlier right around Seguin. There was a hint of it, and a hint earlier this morning around LaGrange, but there's nothing being reported as of right now. Still be on the lookout for just a couple of specks here and there of some fog, and that's because temperatures and also the humidity are up ever so slightly. So we're at 69 right now, 60 Bulverde, and think back to yesterday when there was a lot more in the way of mid-50s out in portions of the hill country. So everybody's up about 5, 6, 7 degrees compared to this time yesterday. And so are these numbers. Still, we're right around 60, but just north of that here in town, right around Stinson, as opposed to yesterday at this time we were in the low 50s for dew point temperatures. So there is a hint more humidity out there. Now the humidity is going to be dropping down in the afternoon. We'll be back into the 50s, so it will be somewhat comfortable, and that'll be the case through tomorrow, most of the day on Saturday. Then the humidity really starts to come back in here on Sunday, and temperatures are going to be going up as well. All week long it's been right around 90, give or take, for high temperatures. We'll start to creep up a little bit on Saturday and getting in the mid 90s on Sunday with these higher dew point temperatures. So we are going to be talking about heat index on Sunday. That'll drop off a little bit Monday. There's a weak front trying to move on through here. Slight chance for some rain. Comes back up Tuesday. Then we do have a little bit more, I don't want to say a stronger front. I mean, just compared to the one coming through Monday, but it will knock temperatures down, at least back down to normal readings by the middle part of the week next week, and also give us a slightly better chance at some rain. Going into today, tomorrow, one or two clouds here or there. That's going to be the case on Saturday. A few more early Sunday morning, and then we'll see the chance of rain move in here. It looks like late Sunday night, early Monday, and it's going to be few and far between. Not a great chance, 20% at best, and that should start to clear out then on Monday. Tuesday, a few more clouds around, and then another chance of rain moves in here on Wednesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and that's along that front that will move through here. And like I said, that should be knocking temperatures down as well. And there are some indications that perhaps that would like to stick around for a day or so into the middle part of next week, maybe a day or two. So that would be encouraging. Obviously still roughly a week away, so things can change between now and then, but Something to look forward to right now. 85 degrees, sunny skies at noon, and plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Again, it's going to be another hot one, up to 90, and the humidity will drop down somewhat. It won't be as dry as the past couple of days. Also, the air is kind of, like Mark said earlier this morning, stagnant this afternoon. So we do have an ozone action day in effect for the metropolitan area. Tomorrow, roughly the same thing as today, as well as Saturday. Humidity starts to come back in here, especially Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday's going to be a good day to hunker down inside, and then chance of rain Monday, very small chance, better chance on Wednesday.
How many times a year do we say that Mother Nature needs to buy a calendar and kind of stick to it?
Yes, definitely for the city.
It's one of those times now, isn't it?
Yeah, just when you thought it was like, ooh, fall is here, and
almost
not anymore.
Well, I've heard some people describe it as false fall. False fall.
Yeah.
5:53, about 67 degrees.
Let's take a look at your winning lotto numbers. There's pick 3, 770, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 0, 8, 2, 4, Fireball 0.
Cash 5 numbers 7, 20, 23, 28, 35. Lotto Texas 14, 35, 37, 39, 40, 45. And Powerball, here are your numbers: 1, 17, 52, 58, 64. Powerball 1, Power Play 10. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, the latest on that breaking news overnight: a federal judge blocking enforcement of the Texas law that all but bans abortion. The reaction this morning and what's next in this ongoing fight. That plus much more coming up right here on GMA. We'll see you soon.
San Antonio is set to see the return of its outdoor ice rink. The Rotary Ice Rink will be open November 19th at Travis Park. This popular holiday tradition is returning after a hiatus last year due to the pandemic. Tickets are on sale right now. We have all the details online at KSAT.com. Still ahead on GMSA, we have the very latest on that school shooting up in North Texas. The mugshot now in for the suspect, who is in custody. And closer to home, a driver plows into a northeast side home overnight, injuring a little girl. Katrina Weber staying on top of this developing story. She is live with the latest. And Stephen is tracking traffic as always. 281 at Ison looks good. So does 410 at Marbach. We have a whole bunch of folks now on the roads this morning. We have an update coming up at the top of the hour. We will be back.
A family has quite a story to tell after a suspected drunk driver ran into their home, but they say thank goodness it doesn't involve any serious injuries. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about that coming up.
Also new overnight, nearly 24 people dead, hundreds more hurt following a powerful earthquake in Pakistan. We'll tell you what we know.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we're at 68 degrees, not too bad, but enjoy it because Mike says over the weekend that humidity is going to sneak back in.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. Hope you slept well last night. It is Thursday, October 7th.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. It's like Friday Eve. That's what I like to call it.
It is, and the humidity has started to creep back in. Mike says you can almost feel it out there this morning. Mike?
A little bit today, though.
Yeah, it's just not, a couple of days ago, it's like, ooh, you walk outside. Now it's like, yeah. It's still not a bad morning at all. And this afternoon's going to be nice. We're still going to be on the above normal side. High temperatures are going to be consistent with what they have been the past couple of days, right around 90 or so. But it's the low temperatures that are up ever so slightly. So not right now, we were talking about the dew points, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and therefore the relative humidity. These numbers are up, well, as a matter of fact, about 11 degrees compared to what it was at this time yesterday. And we had the much drier, more crisp air out there, and they will be dropping down somewhat later on this afternoon. So it is going to be comfortable this afternoon, despite the fact we will be once again 5 degrees above normal. Molds on the high side, ragweed moderate, and fall elm, grass, pigweed, a lot of fall allergens are now starting to show up. Temperatures, I think, will still continue to drop down a few more degrees. We've got some clear skies out there, and with clear skies and some extra humidity, watch out for a patch or two of fog to form up throughout the rest of the morning. We've already seen a couple of patches here and there this morning. By noon, going to warm up nicely, already up to 85 degrees. And then later on this afternoon, it's going to be another warm one. Humidity will be okay, up to 90. Expect Pretty much a repeat of that tomorrow for the most part on Saturday. And then things do definitely start to change. A lot more humidity on Sunday. Got a couple of small rain chances to talk about down the road. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, what's going on, sir?
Well, Mike, just a few moments into the 6 a.m. hour, we already have some issues out on the roadways drivers are going to want to be careful of. Let's go ahead and take you to the shot of TransGuide. Looks like we're having some camera issues there, but everything else shows a pretty nice start from these shots at TransGuide. We're seeing just traffic still pretty light off US 90 at 36. Other spots it is definitely picking up, and so are those issues as I just mentioned right now. Taking a look right now off I-35 southbound, KSAT has just listed a crash in that area. Right now they're reporting that this is a minor crash, but we got to see how that's going to be changing, especially in this 6 o'clock hour as we're getting closer to that morning rush. We'll continue to watch that closely, but other things that we've been keeping a close eye on are some stalls around town. This one's still reported here off I-35 at Loop 1604. Earlier we told you it was in the northbound lanes, but KSAT is now listing that it is in the southbound lanes of 35. But either which way, we'll watch that closely there on 35 at Loop 1604, and still keeping our eye on this stall right up here off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. So this seems to be the trending issue because we see that continue right over here off Loop 410 eastbound at San Pedro Avenue. Of course, we'll continue to watch those roads closely, but make sure you are checking your vehicles because we don't want you to have any problems out there on the highways this early in the morning. Seeing a little bit of a slowdown also there upstate Highway 16 or Bandera Road near Helotes. We'll watch that as well, but for now these inbound times show pretty good sign right now. Green across the board. Pleasant Drive from Pleasanton with 28 minutes on 37 and 16 minutes coming in from Lytle on 35, and we're looking at 18 minutes coming in from Highway 90 from Castroville. So good news there, but again, we are getting a little bit of a busier situation out on the roads. Of course, we'll watch these things closely. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police say a suspected drunk driver has made a mess of a family's northeast side home and nearly caused serious injuries to a 3-year-old girl. She was asleep in a home on Wendale, not far from Harry Wurzbach, when a car came crashing into it.
Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, you mentioned earlier that the driver tried to run away after this happened.
Yeah, that's what San Antonio police told us, but they say they did catch him very quickly, just a couple of blocks away, and that he will face charges. Now, they believe that he and his car caused all the damage you see back here. What used to be a 3-year-old girl's bedroom, now in shambles behind that tarp. And that crash happened after 11:30 last night. The man who owns this home told me he was in a deep sleep in the back part of the house, didn't even realize it until police knocked on his door. The police say a nurse who just happened to be passing by noticed all of this, ran into the wreckage to help the little girl. The father says his daughter was covered in debris from the crash and dirt from some planters that he had outside her window. Fortunately, he says she suffered only minor injuries. And he says right now she seems to be back in good spirits. The driver, though, involved, he is in bad trouble. Police say they do plan to charge him with driving while intoxicated. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. A federal judge has ruled in favor of the Biden administration blocking Texas's new 6-week abortion ban.
ABC's Faith Abube has more on how Texas officials are reacting.
The most restrictive abortion law in the country is now on hold.
This is a really major victory for the Biden Justice Department.
A federal judge last night ruled in favor of the Biden administration, blocking enforcement of the new Texas abortion law. In the 113-page ruling, Judge Robert Pittman writing, quote, "This court will not sanction one more day of this offensive deprivation of such an important right." The law in Texas allowed private citizens to sue anyone for helping a woman access an abortion if she's further along than 6 weeks pregnant.
Rather than the state enforcing itself. That's an extraordinary law, and this, in counter to that, is an extraordinary ruling.
Texas already appealing the ruling, meaning the law could end up before the Supreme Court again. Last month, the High Court allowed the law to take effect after the 5 conservative-leaning justices refused to rule on its constitutionality. Judge Pittman, in his ruling last night, appeared to take a shot at those justices, writing, quote, "The American legal system cannot abide a situation where constitutional rights are only as good as the states allow."
What he writes here is just an utter rebuke of what Texas did.
Similar abortion laws in Georgia, Kentucky, and other states have been blocked by federal courts. The White House saying in a statement overnight, quote, "The fight has only just begun, both in Texas and in many states across the country where women's rights are currently under attack." In addition to the emergency injunction, Pittman denied a request by Texas to pause his ruling while the state appeals, so the law is now on hold. Faith Abube, ABC News, New York.
In Pakistan, a powerful earthquake overnight collapsed at least one coal mine and many flimsy mud homes, killing at least 20 people and injuring more than 200 others. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter of the main 5.9 magnitude quake happened in the north central part of the country. The death toll is expected to rise even further as crews search in a remote mountainous area.
And new details about the high school shooting near Dallas yesterday.
That's right. Just into our newsroom moments ago. Here's the new mugshot of the suspect now in custody. This is 8-year-old Timothy Simkins. He's accused of opening fire at Timberview High School shortly after a fight in a classroom yesterday afternoon.
Our John Paul Barajas has the latest from Arlington.
First responders swarmed Timberview High School and tactical units made their way into the building as calls for a school shooting came out. Police quickly found it wasn't a planned attack, but started from a fight in one of the classrooms.
We started hearing like a lot of ruckus like near our classroom, and then my teacher was saying like, "Oh, it's not my business, it's not my business." Then like from where I was sitting, we heard gunshots and they closed the door immediately. Like I was kind of at disbelief just a bit, but then it was hitting me slowly and I started shaking.
Senior Zach Nueva explained his class was just a few doors down from the shooting. He said he froze and didn't snap out of it until he saw his classmates flipping desks to take cover. According to police, 4 people were hurt, 2 were shot, a 15-year-old who underwent surgery and is in critical condition, a female student who was grazed but is going to be okay, and an adult male who is in good condition.
I honestly don't know how to feel still, because I never thought that this was ever going to happen here, and it just did this morning, and I'm still kind of in shock.
The suspected shooter, 18-year-old Timothy George Simkins, was briefly on the loose but has been taken into custody and is facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Nuevas added he'd heard Simkins' name before but never actually met him. Throughout the chaos, all 1,700 students on campus were relocated to a different building for a safe pickup location. Emotions running high as loved ones reunited and where Nueva's sister was waiting for him.
So it was just thank God he's okay, because I saw a lot of people hugging their the students, and I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, thank you, you're okay." He was like, "I'm okay, it's fine, I'm fine."
Police say Simkins turned himself in with a lawyer and is now facing a $75,000 bond. They still have lots of questions as to why the fight started and how he got his hands on that gun. Meanwhile, classes here will be canceled for today. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Redistricting is coming to San Antonio. Population growth and new census numbers mean reconfiguring the map of city council districts. The city hired an outside law firm to help. So take a look at the map. According to that firm's guidance, the red districts would need to shrink down and the green zones would need to expand. The most populated district is District 8 and least populated is District 5. Each district should have about 143,000 people based on the new census numbers. An advisory committee will help draw up a new map that's expected to be finished by next summer.
Right now, 6:10, about 67 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA, the latest on coronavirus cases around the country, mask mandates, and a disturbing new study from the CDC.
But first, outside with live cam on your early Thursday morning. The week is moving right along, but the sun is still a little on the sleepy side. Not quite up yet. Mike has more on your forecast coming up, and we're going to check back in with Stephen Cavazos, our traffic expert, right here live on GMSA.
And welcome back. It's about 6:14. Even as COVID deaths, hospitalizations, and new cases fall across the country, health officials want to keep it that way.
ABC's Dan Lieberman has more on the double down on vaccine mandates and a disturbing new study by the CDC on the number of children orphaned by COVID-19.
With new COVID cases down 40% in the last 3 weeks and 15% fewer deaths since mid-September, many are asking, are we finally turning the corner?
We're finally turning a corner on this specific surge. There's been some peaks and some valleys, and it's hard to tell if this is going to stay low forever, but at least we're in good shape.
Still, some cities taking no chances, doubling down. New York City considering more vaccine mandates for city workers, including police and firefighters, with no more testing alternative. And Los Angeles passing a new mandate requiring proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to enter indoor restaurants and other venues starting November 4th. The only exception, grocery stores and pharmacies. In a new study out this morning led by the CDC, estimates that 140,000 kids across the country were orphaned because of COVID. 65% of them were racial or ethnic minorities.
We were quite disturbed by the racial and ethnic disparities that were apparent in our data. Not only does it affect the child now in the short term, but it does really stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Today, President Biden planning to visit Chicago to talk on-the-job vaccine requirements, as American Airlines announcing that all employees must be fully vaccinated by November 24th. Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here in San Antonio, more and more people are about to get out and about as we get closer to Halloween.
So we went to SeaWorld, San Antonio, to see what some people had to say about being in the crowds again.
Being able to be out and around, because last Halloween it was a lot more of like kind of holding back, and so I think now being able to be out and about and do stuff like this, haunted houses and stuff, it just kind of brings the community back together.
It's nice. We're getting back to a normal life. It's good to see people getting out there again.
All right, coming up next half hour, you don't want to miss what happened when some of our GMSA team members checked out the new haunts at SeaWorld. That is our executive producer, Joy Presley, screaming. She doesn't normally scream like that, we promise. And that was Stephen Cavazos as long as a witness as well. But some of this stuff is absolutely priceless.
There's Dylan.
Wow. That was Dylan Collins, our new GMSA at 9 producer.
Oh, my goodness.
And is that lighting or a head wound? Anyway,
Lighting.
More of that coming up.
Oh, my goodness. Stephen, were you the bravest one out there?
Of course I was, but let me just tell you this. I think our executive producer Joy's screams have been etched in my mind forever. I'm never going to get them out of my head.
They could hear her like 3 counties over, right?
Yeah, I did not go to sleep that night without hearing those screams in my mind. So,
oh my goodness.
But you know what? It was definitely worth it. I know we're going to have more on that a little bit later. And right now, though, roads have been pretty good so far. We haven't spotted any crashes or anything like that that's going to cause any issues right now. But let's take a look and see how things are shaping up so far. Loop 410 at Northwest Military. We're starting here because just moments ago we did have some flashing lights out there, and that is because their stall was still detected off Loop 410 eastbound at Blanco Road, but it looks like that has thankfully since cleared out. But just because one's cleared out doesn't mean that the problems have not stopped. We're seeing that trending issue continue up here off I-35 northbound right at Pat Booker. So these stalls seem to be right now the biggest problem on the roadways. So nothing too major, but again, make sure you're checking your vehicles. We still have this one listed off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. It looked like that had cleared out just a few moments ago, but I still saw some flashing lights out there, so make sure that you're driving with caution. But as I mentioned, the roads have been quiet throughout the morning, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it does stay that way as more people are going to be getting out, especially now that we're getting closer to morning rush. But we've been off to a pretty green start so far, but Mike's got our forecast and what we can expect.
Yes, indeed. A little more humidity when you step outside this morning. Not bad, but you just kind of notice it slightly more. And temperatures are definitely up from where they have been the past couple of mornings. I think we'll still drop down a few more degrees. And there's a couple of patches of fog that are possible. We've already seen a little patch here or there this morning. So just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. 90 for high temperatures later on. Once again, about 5-6 degrees above normal. Okay, the International Space Station. We've got a few. Here's another. This is a still picture of it flying over. It looks like that little star, but it is a moving star. And what's nice is a lot of times we only get it, once here or there. But it's pretty much all week long that you're going to be able to see it now at varying lengths of time. And it is traveling at 5 miles a second. So when you look, it's going to be moving along fairly quickly. And it takes about 90 minutes at its altitude, which is 250 miles up approximately. It takes about 90 minutes to go around the Earth. And it's about the size of a football field with the solar panels on there. And that's why you can see it so well, because it pretty much reflects the sunshine. Now, tonight, at 7:39. It's going to last about 6 minutes. It's 31 degrees off the horizon. It's going to start in the northwest and then go toward the east-southeast. There is going to be a better opportunity. Excuse me. There's one more opportunity Even after that tonight, about 90 minutes later, about 20 after 9 or so. And then there's a better opportunity still tomorrow night, but Saturday night. And going to talk more about that tomorrow. It's a longer time to see it. And it's going to be a little higher up in the sky as well. OK, as far as what it looks like out there right now, well, get away from the city lights. You can probably do a little bit of stargazing. 69 degrees right now, 61 in Bulverde. These numbers are up about 4 or 5 degrees compared to this time yesterday. Remember, we had a bunch of mid-50s in parts of the hill country. And again, it's because these numbers are up, the dew point temperatures, and it's going to be staying, they'll drop down a little bit in the afternoon. They'll stay pretty consistent through roughly Saturday. Then Saturday night into Sunday, humidity definitely starts to come back up. It'll drop down somewhat Monday, back up Tuesday. That's then preceding yet another front that's going to be coming through here by the middle part of next week, and hopefully that's going to give us a slightly better chance of rain. Monday, there's a chance for a couple of showers here and there, and then that slightly better chance by the middle of the week, and also some lower temperatures by the middle of the week. 85 at noon, sunny skies. That's roughly the normal high temperature. And then again, like every other day this week, we're going to be about 5 above normal, up to roughly 90. Ozone Action Day this afternoon. And as far as the next couple of days, again, fairly consistent. We'll have temperatures, highs are going to be pretty steady, low temperatures, low 60s. And then notice that by Sunday morning, low temperatures really start to stay up there with that extra humidity. We'll have a small chance of rain Monday and also Wednesday.
Mike, if you find autumn, will you let us know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We missed that.
In your forecast?
Of course.
Okay, of course.
Mike wants that just as much as you do, Mark.
I don't like talking about 94 and humidity on Sunday.
I know. Hang in there, buddy. Okay?
Yeah, the payoff will be later.
The payoff for everybody. 622, about 67 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, it's game night. South Texas, and we're going to have an exciting high school football matchup in store. A preview after the break.
Yes, this is that touchable hold secret recipe no more shea and sweet almond glow. That ready for anything, vitamin infused shade of perfection. That all-natural mood, that breathe deep and let it go moment, that gentle but effective go-to, that you just found out? I thought you knew. This is the best of Black-owned beauty, made for everyone.
Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions? Stick with Zyrtec. Zyrtec starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Zyrtec, muddle no more.
Rinsing dishes before they go in the dishwasher? Well, Cascade Platinum has 50% more cleaning power, so you don't have to. Its food-seeking enzymes break down food into particles so small it can flow right down the drain. Plus, it's powerful enough for the quick wash cycle.
Cascade Platinum with 50% more cleaning power.
It is game night, South Texas, and we've got a good one for you. The KSAT 12 Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week. This evening is a showdown between the Taft Raiders and Brennan Bears. Kickoff set for 7 tonight, Gustafson Stadium. You can see it all live on KSAT 12.2, courtesy of Texas Sports Productions. Both unbeaten.
Yeah, that will be a highly watched game, I believe. Time now, 6:26, and it's about 67 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, we're staying on top of an overnight collision. A driver smashes right into a home and hurts a little girl. Katrina Weber joins us live with more information.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Things picking up there on the roadways. There's a look there at I-10 and La Cantera. We're going to be checking in with Stephen Cavazos after the break.
A Northeast Side father is thanking what he calls an angel, a passerby who pulled his daughter from this mess that a suspected drunk driver made of their home. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll have that story.
Outside with live cam, waiting for the sun to come up on an early Thursday morning. Mike says the humidity is back just a little bit more this morning. I think right now it is 6:30 on your Thursday, October 7th. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, just a little bit, but still nice. We're still in the 60s. We can take that.
We can as we wait for truly fall weather to return to South Texas. Mike says that's not happening anytime in the next, 2 10 to 12 days?
There is going to be another front by the middle of next week, so
Okay.
hopefully that's going to knock temperatures at least back down to normal readings, because that's been the case the past couple of days where highs have been right around 90, give or take, which is about 5-6 degrees above the normal, the average. Got a lot of clear skies out there right now. The sun, well, it's not going to be coming up for about another hour, so no indications of that glow yet. Hopefully by long weather in 15 minutes, it's going to be starting to show up a little bit. 69 degrees. That's about 5 or 6 above normal, above average. And that number, the dew point, is actually up roughly 10 degrees compared to this time yesterday. So slightly more humidity. We're just above that threshold mark of 60. So it's not like it's really humid out there, but you just kind of tell when you step outside. Very consistent temperatures around the metropolitan area. Everybody in the kind of mid and upper 60s. And we do have a lot of mold showing up. Still on the high side. Ragweed is moderate. Fall elm, grass, pigweed are all low. We've got mostly clear skies. A patch of fog is possible this morning, just given the fact we've got some clear skies, very light wind out there, and that somewhat extra humidity. There have been a few patches here and there. Not much at all. Just don't be surprised if you see a little bit. Sunny and warm today. Once again, up right around 90. Same thing tomorrow. Going to the weekend, Saturday's going to start off okay. Then we'll start to see the humidity really increase later on Saturday evening into Sunday, and warm and or hot. You could probably replace that word with hot, because it's going to be up and around the mid 90s on Sunday. And so we're going to have heat index to deal with. You don't like talking about that in October. Heat index, warm start next week, and then that front comes through midweek, and hopefully some rain gets squeezed out of that. We'll take a look at some of the numbers coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. What's going on, sir?
Hey, good morning, Mike. Well, we do want to bring our shot here first to I-10 at Lock and Terra. You can see traffic is moving out there. It looks like pretty smoothly, but check out what's going on there in the distance as we bring you closer here into the bigger screen. You can see that we do have those flashing lights out there, and that is because that stall we've been talking about throughout the morning is still being detected. Bringing you right to our map that is off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. And although we are getting closer to that morning rush, that stalled vehicle is not causing any issues out there in terms of traffic buildup or delays. So good news in that sense of direction. But when we take another jump down here to US 90 eastbound, the trend continues with these stalled vehicles. You can see this one off US 90 eastbound again, right at 36th Street. Thankfully, not causing any issues as well. But that has been the ongoing problem throughout the morning. All these stalls that we're starting to spot I-35 northbound at Pat Booker Road, that one's still reported out there on the northeast side. But taking a wider look at the map, it has been off to a green start. Looks like we just may have had a crash that popped up there. We'll see how that's going to be impacting the morning drive time. But as we take a look at these inbound times, thankfully still green across the board. 24 minutes from I-10 and Bernie, 25 coming in from 281 and Bulverde, and just 27 minutes coming in from 35 in New Braunfels. So there's a little bit of good news there. But again, make sure you are checking those vehicles, because we're starting to spot those problems continue throughout the morning. We'll have more coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. A Northeast Side father says he has nothing but gratitude for a passerby who helped his daughter. That little girl was trapped inside her bedroom after a suspected drunk driver crashed into their home.
Katrina Weber is live where it happened in the 600 block of Wendell, not far from Harry Wurzbach. And Katrina, you mentioned earlier there were other children in the home. Are they okay?
Well, yes, the father says that the other children are okay. He says there were 3 in all. The little girl who was inside that bedroom, as well as 2 other siblings. He says those other 2 were in a different room and they were not hurt. The whole family, though, is a bit shaken up by what happened. This crash happened after 11:30 last night. Police say it was a suspected drunk driver who somehow jumped the curb, went uphill, and then plowed into the front of this home. Carlos Duran, the father, says his daughter's bed was right up against that front wall. It was sent flying about 6 feet with the 3-year-old still in it. Duran says he had no idea any of this was happening himself because he was in a deep sleep until police knocked on his door. A passerby who happened to be a nurse did stop and helped his daughter out of the mess.
She was covered in debris and full of basically the main complaint when she was a little bit shaken up, it was like her eyes were full of dirt and debris.
Yeah, that little girl is still being checked out at a hospital, but it doesn't appear she has any serious injuries. The driver is in jail. Police say he tried to run away after this crash, but they did catch up with him just a couple of blocks away and arrested him. And they say it looks like he will face charges related to driving while intoxicated. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you very much. 6:35. It's a story we've been following closely. A spot known for boating and fishing and a home to a number of wildlife, now risk of extinction.
It's been months since a spill gate failure at Lake Gonzales, a failure that's essentially drained the reservoir, and now people in that area say they're starting to feel the consequences of that malfunction.
Jonathan Cotto has been following this story for weeks now, joined us here in studio to tell us more. Jonathan, the impact has been huge.
That's right, Mark. The drain lake has impacted not only the livelihoods, but has put the ecosystems, wildlife, and possibly endangered species at risk. These are all things that have relied on that 14-mile stretch of river.
The business is still open. We still rent RVs, and we have RV sites, and we still do camping, and people can come out and barbecue. But it's just not the same.
Mark Dunn is the owner of Gone Fishing RV Park at Lake Gonzales. He says since the spillgate failure on August 3rd, the only thing gone now is the water. No water means no boat rentals. That means less money.
Huge revenue loss because of, there's no more boating or fishing or renting of boats. And a lot of people would come here for the water.
Retired Gonzales County Sheriff and State Game Warden Glenn Sack-Laban says he's dedicated over 30 years to water safety and law enforcement. And he saw just how much activity was brought to the area.
This whole thing makes me feel really sad because this was a prime resource for recreation in the area. And not just local, but it drew people from 100 miles around.
If you're not from around here, you would never guess that this was a lake 5 years ago. And within that period of time, all of this vegetation has grown from the lake's rich, nutrient soil. Now, locals here fear that this is what the future of Lake Gonzales will look like.
It's hard to believe this wooded area was once Lake Wood, another spot that experienced spillgate failure. A reservoir drained and left to dry. Now Sack-Laban says he's convinced the loss of Lake Gonzales will be felt for years to come.
I recognize the cost of repurposing the dam or repairing it is significant, but I think the long-term cost to the community exceeds that.
The Gonzales neighboring communities say their mission is now to keep their lakes alive. They hope the Guadalupe Blanco River Authority will collaborate in this effort. We've reached out to the River Authority and were redirected to their website, but have not received a reply as to their plans about working with the folks out at Lake Gonzales. We'll continue to follow this story closely. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Jonathan. A federal judge in Texas is blocking the state's new 6-week abortion ban that many see as a challenge to Roe versus Wade. The ruling from U.S. District Judge Robert Pittman in Austin allows abortions after the detection of fetal cardiac activity. A group of Texas abortion clinics say the procedures will resume for now. The state attorney general's office say it will appeal and is likely to win in higher courts. Both the region's appellate court and the U.S. Supreme Court have allowed the law to stand previously. The U.S. Department of Justice is opposing the law with a separate lawsuit.
This morning, a shooting suspect is in jail after wounding 4 people at a high school near Dallas. This is 18-year-old Timothy Simkins. His mugshot now into our newsroom this morning. He's facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after police say he opened fire at Timberview High School in Arlington yesterday. He was on the run before eventually turning himself in. Now, according to police there, early reports say a fight between students in a classroom led to that shooting.
An update now on coronavirus cases here at home. In the past 7 days, we have seen an average of 403 COVID cases a day in Bexar County. The latest report shows that 530 COVID-19 patients remain hospitalized.
At least 1 new death is being reported. 188 patients are in the ICU. 96 are on ventilators. Turning to the pandemic, the classroom, Northside ISD, now set to relax its mask requirements starting Monday. The district will no longer enforce a mask mandate. It will, however, strongly encourage the use of masks. The district says the change comes as the local number of cases continues to decline. And new cases of COVID are going down around the country, but the pandemic is far from over.
In fact, the CDC says the average number of COVID-related deaths remained fairly consistent. The White House is committing another $1 billion toward rapid at-home testing. And as demand for boosters grow, mass vaccination clinics could make a comeback, especially as more boosters get authorized.
Pfizer has one, and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson have submitted their data for their boosters to the FDA.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and to begin the month, we hosted a KSAT community town hall on domestic violence awareness. One of the panelists works for the Family Violence Prevention Services.
When you recognize abuse as a choice, number one, you hold the person who makes that choice accountable. And number two, it releases that person who's the recipient of violence from the guilt and from the shame.
The conversation over domestic violence and the resources available in our area continues in the town hall. It's available to watch right now on KSAT.com.
640, about 67 degrees.
And things are about to get spooky here on GMSA. After the break, some of our morning crew members checked out SeaWorld to see if the frights were worth the hype.
Just so you know, we've been waiting all morning for this. We are just a couple of weeks away from Halloween, and there are lots of places where you can get scared around town. Hallow Scream at SeaWorld San Antonio is one of them.
So Stephen Cavazos, executive producer Joy Presley, and GMSA at 9 producer Dylan Collins decided to check it out for themselves. Here's a look at what they found.
Hey guys, we are here at SeaWorld San Antonio for the 20th anniversary of Hallow Scream. We're here to check out to see if it's worth the hype. We brought some of our producers along. I don't know, you guys are pretty scared.
Well, I'm scared already.
I'm terrified.
We're going to see how this goes, and we're going to let you know if it's worth the hype.
Wish us luck, guys.
We got 5 haunts at SeaWorld San Antonio. Our newest one is the swamp at Blackwater Bayou. Imagine going to the deep backwoods of Louisiana. You find mansions, you find creatures, you find all sorts of crazy stuff. You gotta come see it. Ah!
Wait, where's the rest?
I know. I think there was supposed to be more, right, Stephen?
Well, there's definitely a lot more.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. I was really anticipating a lot more scares. And you know what? It is definitely something worth to look forward to because there was a lot to explore there at SeaWorld, and we had a lot of fun.
I just figured it out. We missed the tag. It's coming up on GMS.
Yeah,
at
so
9.
there is a lot to debrief there, but it was definitely a good time. I'm excited for you guys to watch. I haven't seen the full package yet, but it's definitely
We've
worth
seen the snippets, and let's just say things went downhill after it got dark.
That's funny. Well, I was cheating by talking to you, Stephen. I was trying to get the info before GMSA.
Yeah, you guys gotta wait to watch and find out. And shout out to our producer Dylan. He edited that story, so it looks really exciting. So can't wait to watch it. But for now, the roads are looking like they're getting a little bit busier out there at I-10 at La Cantera. This is a shot we've been talking about throughout the morning. You can take a look right over here if we can bring the camera just a little bit closer. You can see we have some flashing lights out there. We do have a stalled vehicle that's been reported out there for quite a while off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604, but we are seeing some sort of a buildup there in those eastbound lanes a little further back. We'll continue to watch that throughout the morning, but thankfully they are receiving some assistance now. We do have another one here off US 90 eastbound at 36th Street that popped up, not causing any issues out there if you plan on maybe heading into San Antonio from Castroville, but we do want to bring your attention right over here. We had an incident that popped up when we last talked to you guys right here. It's an intersection of Applewhite Road and Lone Star Pass. Now, the San Antonio Fire page has listed a vehicle fire out there, but it looks like that could be a minor one. Right now, we're going to list that as an incident, not looking like it's causing any issues out there on the roadways, but it has been a pretty soft start to the morning, Island. I think that's good news if you are heading out in the next few moments, especially now that we are getting closer to that morning rush, but just make sure that you are watching out for those first responders out there, guys.
And with Hallow Scream, going back to that, I'm sure you were the bravest one out there, right, Stephen?
I'm always the bravest one. I'm not easily spooked.
Well, good.
Mike has another KSAT Connect picture from Skywatcher as the scene continues to change up for us.
I love this one.
Yesterday, when it was the
National Night Out.
The National Night Out, and it was like, is that the same as the yoga? And question answered. Yes, GMSA, it is the same house. Now, we did learn also, Skywatcher, this is not Skywatcher's house, but the neighbor's house. And they keep changing it. So it's now art class with Bob Ross.
Love it.
Which is great. And the same 4 skeletons and the child.
Did you see the one on the left is painting happy trees?
Yeah.
And I like the little pet there in the corner.
Oh, wait, I didn't see it. Where
Down
is it?
here.
Oh, yep, the dog's back.
The
That
little
kid,
one with the dog,
that
so.
scary kid is still there.
So now I wonder what is tomorrow.
What's next?
I know.
Now
It's exciting.
Skywatcher's got us anticipating it.
How many more different scenarios can
Somebody had to budget big money for this, you know?
I think so.
Anyway, it's pretty cool, though. All right, nice glow of the sunrise is going to be coming up in about, say, 40 minutes or so. We don't have anything showing up on radar right now. There's still a hint, or the threat, I should say. I don't even know if I want to call it threat, but the chance for a couple of patches of fog here and there. Not really a big chance, but just because we have a little extra humidity and we've got those clear skies out there. So just be on the lookout for that. Still got this big rainmaker off to the east of us, and this is the system which is really responsible for our beautiful weather that we've had, because we're on the dry side of it, the sinking side, the back side of it. And another big trough is building out there in the western portion of the country. Some colder airs coming in, cut bank down to 37 as of right now, obviously in the higher elevations of the Rockies. And as far as the future is concerned, next couple of days, nothing is going to be going on around here. A couple of extra clouds here and there, perhaps in the mornings. And then once we get into Sunday, we'll have a lot more humidity. There's going to be a chance for a couple of showers later on Sunday, overnight into Monday. And it's going to be very few and far between, I think, at best on Monday. Temperatures will drop ever so slightly, come back up Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we have another front moving on through here. And this is going to give us a better chance, as it looks right now, better chance for some rain on Wednesday, and perhaps that's going to be sticking around into Thursday. And also, as it's looking right now, this next front at least is going to put temperatures back down closer to normal readings, back down to roughly mid 80s, which is where we're going to be at noon today. And then we add to that, so the trend continues with 5-6 degrees above average, above normal, up to 90, plenty of sunshine. Ozone action day today. Tomorrow, pretty much more of the same. I think we salvage most of Saturday. We start to feel a little more humidity, but especially Saturday night. Going into Sunday, we're going to see more humidity around here. A shower or two is possible late Sunday, Monday, and then a better chance of rain on Wednesday.
I think we'll be truly impressed if Skywatcher's neighbor comes up with GMSA on the front lawn.
Oh, that'd
Skeleton
be interesting.
anchors.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, that would be good.
Right?
But I like all of the scenes we've had so far.
Yeah, they've been
Very
pretty
creative.
cool. You don't have to take requests. They're very impressive as is.
They're like, Mark, we have a plan already every day.
I wonder.
You wonder?
If they're going to do it, yeah, GMSA.
Okay, we'll see. Stay tuned. 6:10, about 67 degrees.
It is fire prevention safe. San Antonio Fire Department says more children are tuning out the life-saving noise of the smoke detector because of the increasingly noisy digital world we live in. I'm Sarah Costa. Coming up tomorrow on GMSA, the creative ways our department is raising awareness.
The NBA preseason continues with our Spurs in Detroit last night. Tough one for the Silver and Black. They fall the Pistons 115-105. Spurs now 1-1 on the preseason. Next up, the Miami Heat are in town. Tip-off for the Heat Spurs tomorrow night at 7:30 at the AT&T Center.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, enjoy those 60s because we're going to hit some humidity over the weekend. But for now, hey, not too bad. Enjoy that.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, the latest on that breaking news overnight, a federal judge blocking enforcement of the Texas law that all but bans abortion. The reaction this morning and what's next in this ongoing fight. That plus much more coming up right here on GMA. We'll see you soon.
Well, it's been a problem all morning long here off I-10 and 1604. Those flashing lights out there indicating somebody's got some car trouble. Let's go ahead and take you right to this shot at TransGuide. As you can see that we do have traffic now building up in that area, and that stall detected right here off I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604 has been there for quite a while, so make sure you are driving with caution. Still have a stall out there off US 90 eastbound at 36, but the wider scope does show things are starting to get moving on the roadways, so obviously make sure you are driving with caution. Check those vehicles before you hit the road. Let's go ahead and check in with Mike, who has the forecast.
Take a look at this picture. It is absolutely beautiful. Again, a gorgeous sunrise in store. A lot of clear skies out there. 68 degrees right now, 65 Port SA. Temperatures are up slightly compared to yesterday. The humidity is up slightly compared to yesterday. It's going to be a lot like the past few days. 85 at noon, 90 high temperature, plenty of sunshine out there. And same thing tomorrow, Saturday, yeah. And then we start really to see the humidity come in here Saturday night into Sunday. It's going to be downright hot and humid on Sunday. A couple of rain chances next week.
You guys want to come back here tomorrow morning and do this all over again?
Yeah, we'll try it again.
Wrap up the week?
Yeah, I think so.
Behind breakfast.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a great idea. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 9.